What is good, guys? M.V.K here. Welcome back to Indie Showcase. Indie Showcase, as always, is the show where I, the M.V.K, your host, take and put the spotlight on an indie comic. From the highest of high, most well-known indie companies, to the lowest of lows, underground, and all around. And today, guys, on this episode, I am bringing another comic from the world of Zenescope, or Zenescope, however you want to pronounce it. It is their newest character. As you all know, the Zenescope basically is a company that they love taking those grim fairy tale characters or other legendary characters and putting their twist to it. My favorite, of course, is Robin Hood. I love what they've done with Robin Hood. I love what they've done with Van Helsing, Little Red Riding Hood. Hell, what they've done with Cinderella in this world is crazy. She's a psychopath. She's nuts. You know, what they've done with Wizard of Oz and all the different worlds and everything like that. You know, the Black Knight, Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She's a beast hunter. It's so interesting. But now they have brought a new character, and this character is Sleeping Beauty. Yeah. There's 72 pages. This is 72 pages of what their version of Sleeping Beauty is like. And the writer of this is Dave Franchisi. I hope I'm saying that name right. I probably butchered it. Julius Arbria is the artwork. There's different artworks. There's so many. Igor Vito Reno, Gilmoro Fajardo. There's so many different artists on different pages, but they're always great. So what is their version of Sleeping Beauty like? First of all, I love the cover and I love the design for her. So what is it about? Well, the simple fact is this is about a young graphic artist. Her name is Rory Norris. She is from Philadelphia. So she's a Philly girl, and she is the newest hit artist, and everybody is coming around to see her art, and people are buying her art and auctioning her art and things like that. She's living the dream of any artist, and she's going into detail about her art, as you can see here. As you can see her right here, she's talking about her art, and she talks about one of her art about something from her childhood that she drew, and he's like, it was always a nightmare to her. The character name is called Dr. Dreed, Mr. Dreed, Dread, I think it's Dread, Dr. Dread, Mr. Dread, and she talks about how this is a character that has been, causing me nightmares, so I wanted to showcase it, and everybody's loving her artwork. She's adopted. It's showcased that she's adopted, but her friends are there to help her, and even her boyfriend Eric is there to celebrate in her success. Unfortunately, something bad happens. A tragedy strikes when they are off to celebrate in her selling of her art. Next thing you know, her boyfriend is driving, and Eric starts acting really strange. His eyes turn black, and he's talking like, this is almost like, that's not Eric talking, like he's possessed. And unfortunately, he causes an accident. And next thing you know, as you can see, here's the accident there. The accident that happens, and it is shown that Rory wakes up in this kind of dream world, like this new dimension, as you can see, which is really cool. And after a while, she finally, is even at one point where she's falling, and all of a sudden She manifests as a cape, and she wakes up, and finally she wakes up to see her friend Gia, and Gia is just like, she's happy to see you and everything like that, but she realizes that she's not really woken up because she can see her body in the hospital. And it turns out she was in a coma. And even to the point where she's starting to see these creatures, these really like alien-like creatures that are surrounding her body. And to the point where she finally is introduced to the real Mr. Dread that she's been dreaming about since she was a kid. When she finally wakes up from out of her coma, she realizes something really bad, something that should never happen to an artist. She loses her eyesight. She's blind. She is blind. And she's talking about, she's like, I can't see you guys, what's going on? And they're like, Rory, you're blind, sweetie. And then these is the point, but she's more concerned about Eric. She's like, what happened to Eric? Where's Eric? Eric didn't make it. So she's now a blind artist who was in some sort of dream world where she sees the figment of her nightmares when she was a kid around and talking to her. What is going on? After a while, she continues to stay in the hospital for a while, and it's even to the point where she, as anybody would be, you're angry, you're mad, you're throwing anger at the people that love you, because at the end of the day, though you're throwing anger at them, they're gonna forgive you because you're just in this state of mind right now. She doesn't know what to do with herself. But as she sleeps, she wakes up, and almost now she can see again. She sees, she gets up, and all of a sudden she's all like, oh my God, like I this doesn't make sense. What is this, a dream? And there's even a point where she sees another woman, and she's like, please help me. And the woman, she's like, what's going on? And those creatures are back. Grabs the woman, and Rory tries to help, and these creatures are basically turning her into one of them. And they come after Rory, and she's like, stay back, I said stay back. And all of a sudden this aura comes around her, and then more aura, and she's able to stop these creatures, and she's got a look, and she's all impressed, and like, you're my angel. And even when Rory wakes up, she's blind again. It's like, wait, what's going on? Like, what happened? Like I said, she's in Jefferson Hospital in Philadelphia, and she even sees the woman again that she saw in the dream, and here the woman's a little older, and she's like, wait, you saved me from those things, you're my angel, can you help me, can you stop those, can you help me now, like with my other problems and things like that. And Rory's like, I don't know what I can do. And all of a sudden, you're seeing more and more. Rory's back at home. She's back at home with her friend Gia. She's thinking about her boyfriend Eric. It's all kinds of just, she's feeling sorry for herself and anger at the same time. And she even said, she's like, I can still smell him in the apartment. Like, she's basically going on about, yes, I can smell him. Like, and we all know there is some cases, some truth to that. You lose your eyesight, most their sense of smell and taste and touch, they have to learn to use that, and sometimes it gets more enhanced. But while Rory's sleeping, she wakes up. She's again, and she sees this. She's back in that dream world again, and she's put back on that costume she's had, and she's flying around, and it's almost like she's in another dimension. A little bit of a Doctor Strange-like vibe, which I like. And she sees all types of people and creatures, and even at one point, she even decides to cover her face with a mask. Like, cover her face. And all of a sudden, she finds out that she's not alone. She's not alone. There's someone else that can see her. And the girl, her name is what was her name? Bria, I believe. Yeah, Bria. And Briar, I believe. And she's in a. What we find out is that she's able to travel between people's dreams, almost like a dream walker. And that's what this is. And they're in another person's dream, and once again you see those creatures attacking this young man, and all of a sudden she sees Mr. Dread again, and he kind of looks like a mixture between Skeletor and Goth, the God Butcher. And he's all like, yeah, shh, be quiet, it's okay, you know, why are you running? I've been looking for you. And she's like, why are you doing this? And he's like, yeah, because he's like, you exist, you dream, you are a power not meant for this world, you will be mine, and all this other stuff. And so it becomes more, and we get a backstory into who the real Mr. Dread is. It wasn't a figment of her imagination, and more into who he was and what he did and things like that. And Mr. Dread wants Rory, and he'll do anything to get her, including going after the people she loves, like Gia. And it becomes now a fight for Gia and the people she loves. I'm sorry about that. And we see more that Rory's now getting more comfortable with what it is, and we get more in depth into the birth parents of Rory, her mother was a powerful dream walker, and she was very powerful, and her mother met her father, who was also a powerful dream walker, and they fell in love. As you can see here they are, and they fall in love, and they had her. Now, it's said in this world that usually dreamwalkers don't usually intertwine with another dreamwalker. They always try to mix things. So she's like a different case, and Mr. Dread is going on that he has done everything he can to try to make them, to kill her, and unfortunately she lives. So now it becomes more obvious that Mr. Dread has been trying to kill Rory since she was a little girl, and was successful in killing her birth parents, but not her. There you go. I don't want to spoil how it ends, but it ends really well. I did like this twist to Sleeping Beauty. They do give a name drop to her, even calling her Sleeping Beauty, but I like it. One thing I will say is at the end of the book, we see that in the real world now, I will show this. In the real world, back in the real world, even though she's still blind, she's technically not blind. Here you go, right here. She's walking with Gia, her friend, and she's like, "Look out!" and she's like, how did you know? And then she's like, oh, you know, I sensed his foot kind of tap me, but honestly, she's got some sort of radar sense now, kind of like Daredevil. So it's really cool to see that. This was really fun. This was fun. I always enjoy the Zenescope books. They always it's just pure imagination, and there's always something for everybody with with their books. I'm looking forward to seeing where they take this character. Like I said, I'm not going to ruin everything in terms of what happens to her fight between Mr. Dread. I do recommend picking it up. This is a little hefty, and it is a little hefty, but it's 72 pages, so you can understand why it's at that price that it is. But this was still good. If you do like Zenescope books, but you can't get it at your local comic shop or things like that, go to their website and purchase their books from there. It does help. But it was really good. The dream zone that they were in, it was very Doctor Strange. This is like a combination of Doctor Strange and Daredevil, a little bit of all the different magical based characters in like the big two. You can see where they got the influence from it. I'll also throw in Dreamwalkers and things like that. You see a lot of that stuff, but this was really fun. I did enjoy it. And that was interesting what the twist at the end was, but it was fun. It was really fun. Sleeping Beauty, this gets an 8 out of 10 for me. This was really good. I enjoyed this very much. It gave you a good amount of detail of who Rory Norris is, what she is, why she is the way she is. You get more into the past, her past, her birth parents, things like that, and you understand now. Like, for example, when she, like, I was at first when I was like, okay, how is she putting up that cape and everything, and that costume, but then they explained why she can do this, and it was very understanding. I did like that. So that is it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching Indie Showcase. As always, I'll be back with some more indie books to talk about, from Kickstarters and things like that. I'm going all in. All the Kickstarters I helped and things like that, I will always give appreciative and show some love to those creators. But this was fun. This was a lot of fun to read. I'm looking forward to reading more of this version of Sleeping Beauty. But like I said, Zenescope always has something for everybody. Like I said, here's Van Helsing. There, Van Helsing in the long line. Van Helsing. Hell, there's even Man Goat and Bunny Man. There's like just crazy stuff. There's one of my favorites, Robin Hood. You got the Iron Maiden here, and the Black Knight as well. And here's Belle. Like, imagine if Belle was like a beast hunter. That's what she looks like. They put a twist to these characters. It's really cool. But it's, like I said, it's so much fun to read. I love reading the Zenescope books. I'm always a big fan of their work, and whenever I see them at conventions, I'll go up to their booth and talk to the people, just telling me I really appreciate what you guys are doing with these grim characters. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Well, guys, that's it. You guys take care. I will see you guys next time for some more. Deuces.